Hello and welcome back to the channel. I don't know about y'all, but for me this is a cause for great celebration. Now, you all may have heard the story by now of the woman and her 14-year-old son who were charged with red rum for deleting the man on the screen. Now, the news media put this thing out there all wrong. They put it out there all wrong. They said that this woman and her 14-year-old son red rummed that guy right there, and that is not what happened. The video that was released showed the true story of what happened. So obviously a lot of lies have been put out there by people, and the media ran with it. And now, what are we seeing now? The charges have been dropped, y'all, against the mother and her son. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, a lot of prayers went up for this woman. A lot of prayers, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it was not sitting right with me, especially when I thought about Kyle Rittenhouse and how he actually went into a situation. He inserted himself into a situation, and there was this nationwide outpouring of support for him. Now, in this case, this young man defended his mother. Let me just show you the update here. This young man defended his mother, who was clearly assaulted by that man, right? But look, we are seeing that the charges have been dropped, right? Charges dropped against mother and 14-year-old son in that incident. So that man brought it on himself. That meeting that was called in heaven was for him, because there was obviously some wickedness in him. So anyway, it says charges have been dropped against the mother and her 14-year-old son after the deleting of this man in a restaurant in the city's West Pullman neighborhood, June 18th. According to the state's attorney's office, in light of emerging evidence, the attorney's office has dismissed the charges against Kalisha Hood and her son. On June 18th, Hood entered Maxwell Street Express to get food while her son waited in the car outside. Okay. Shortly after a man entered the restaurant, an argument ensued between Hood and him. Court documents state Hood allegedly was texting her son from the store, signaling him. He entered the restaurant during the argument. The argument quickly turned physical when the man punched Hood in the head multiple times. Then the document states that Hood's son displayed a firearm and fired shots at the man. He sustained gunshot wounds in the back. The man then fled the restaurant. The son proceeded to follow him and fire more shots. The man sustained 2 gunshot wounds in the back and was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Both Hood and her son turned themselves in and were arrested on Wednesday, and charges were dropped. Okay, Hood and the boy have no reported criminal background, and the attorney said so. They're pretty much just saying what was already said. Okay, tell us why the charges were dropped. See, because they were putting information out there. Many networks were putting information out there saying that she was instructing her son to do all these things, including taking out other people. What we saw in the video did not reflect that. Okay, what we saw in the video was a man who went on a rampage, and he got deleted as a result of it. This is why it's very important that a lot of you dudes, notice I didn't say brothers or men, but a lot of you dudes stand down and don't follow the call of the one who said start deleting black women, because like I stated before, there are some black women who have sons, brothers, fathers, uncles, and other men who will step up to protect them. Now, it was also brought out that this woman had a license to carry, and so she was carrying as she should have, and so he messed with the wrong one that day. Now, many of you have said, I've read some of your comments, many of you said you would have done the same thing had he put his hands on and some of you said it didn't even have to be your mother. It could have been your sister, your cousin, or any female that was not doing this man wrong, that you would have done the same thing, right? In this case, again, there was some information put out there that just wasn't reflected in the video. They were saying that this woman sounded like she was telling her son to go back to the vehicle. Go sit in the car. Go get in the car. Maybe she felt like to protect him, right? But this guy, he allowed his ignorant rage to cause him to put his hands on the wrong person. Now, I was thankful to hear some of the brothers in the comment section who were saying that any of you dudes who are defending this guy is because you're just like him. You think you have a right to put your cotton picking hands on somebody's mother, somebody's wife, someone's sister, someone's daughter? You think you have that right. As a matter of fact, in one of my recent videos, there was a dude who put in the comment section that the Bible gives men biblical authority to chastise their wives physically. See, it's that kind of thinking. Why would you want to even be laying your hands on a woman? And most of these men would not even step foot to a man of their own size or greater. Some won't even step foot to a man that's smaller than them, which proves the cowards that they are. But you real big and bad and tough when it comes to a woman. So I'm still looking at his fist. Look at that fist balled up. He's ready to hit her. Don't even know anything about her. These two encountered each other in a restaurant. But there's this anger and this rage that some of these dudes have against black women. They've allowed this demon to stir up in their wicked minds. Now, my brothers and the men of the Most High and real true men are not offended by my words, because you know that this dude is not a reflection of you. You know that he is a reflection of the problems in the so-called black community. So you are not offended at what I'm saying. Look at this dude. This is who I'm talking about. And those like him, he got his wicked fist balled up ready to strike this woman. And the number of dudes who came to his defense in my comment section and so many others is very telling of what's going on in some of their minds. They are possessed by demons. But this is where the scripture said, it says that your folly and your foolishness is going to be made manifest unto the whole world in the last days. So he's standing up there, fist clenched, ready to hit this woman who is clearly no threat. I'm so glad that they showed that she had a license to carry. The fact that she even turned herself in shows that she knew that she was doing the right thing and she had a right to defend herself. Now I want to talk about the other side of this. Okay? The other side of this is that they were so quick to rush to judgment on her. And they called him a victim. It sends a terrible message to any woman to call someone who abused her the victim when she defends herself. So much more for black women. Look, this black woman, immediately they came after her. Now look at the woman who deleted our dear sister, the mother who went to defend her children. Deleted her through the door, shot through the door. It took them days and an outcry from the public before they finally decide to make an arrest in that case. But in this case, they did it right away. That shows you again that this is a nation full of reprobates who don't like to have justice when it comes to so-called melanated or black people. But I'm so glad that those prayers went up and that the charges have been dropped. And this man brought his death on his own self, because he's telling her that if she keep running her mouth, he feels like he had the authority and the right to lay his cotton picking hands on her. But thank the Most High, not so. Thankfully that the Most High turned this thing around and that the charges have been dropped against this sister and her 14-year-old son, who, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I called that little man my hero. I said he is a hero. He's a young man who is a hero, and I hope that the streets don't get a hold of him. I hope and I pray that the Most High will send some of our brothers to be a good influence on his young life so that he can grow up to be a wonderful, awesome man, because he already proved himself as a man just with that one act of defending his mother. Come on now. He did what a lot of young men would do. Even the sister who shared this with me, she said that her son defended her against some devil who laid his hands on her. She said her son picked that dude up, threw his behind against the wall like a piece of paper, and beat him down. Thank you for sharing that with me, Sister Monica, because your son did right by you. He did right by you. He defended you, which is what any son should do when it comes to their mother, their grandmother, their sister, even one of their brothers. Black men should have a right to defend their families without fear of prosecution. I applaud this mother and her son, and I'm so grateful that those prayers called them to release the chains off of these two. And again, let's keep praying, y'all. Let's keep praying that the Most High will intervene on behalf of that young man, that young soldier. Y'all have no idea. Thank you, Sister Sharice, for sharing the update with me. When I saw what you shared with me, Sister Sharice, I had this jump in my spirit. I felt so happy. I had my two little ones in the studio here with me, and I told them, I said, listen, babies, I said, go over to the house real quick. Mommy got a broadcast to do. Okay? I was going to go live, but my internet was acting up. But I told them, I said, I'll call y'all back when I'm finished. I'll call you back, because they like to hang out over here with their mommy. But I said, I need to get this one out, because I had such joy come over me. Because it was not sitting well with me that these two were arrested for defending. There were even Gentiles in my comment section who said that they know that if this were the other way around, that if it was a white woman, that there would not have been charges. So a lot of people saw that this was an injustice that was being done. And to call this evil, wicked man a victim, even that wasn't sitting right with me. He's no victim. He was the one who caused this. He brought this on his own self. And for those of you who felt like he had a right to put his cotton picking hands on her, you are part of the problem. And I want to send this message out to you dudes who think you can keep doing this. Y'all better watch out for the brothers and the sons and the nephews and the cousins, the dads, the grandfathers who are out here who will not stand for this stuff. Y'all think y'all can keep on just taking the daughters of Zion out? Don't forget that they have family. Don't forget that they have family that is willing to defend them. So you better stand down and take heed and save your own life, because you don't have a right to put your cotton picking hands on nobody. Justice was served in this case. I'm out. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.